eBay Motors is here for the ride. Elbow grease and a whole lot of love transformed 100,000 miles and a body full of rust into a drive entirely its own. LED headlights, spoilers, whatever you need. eBay Motors has it at affordable prices. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride every time. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
There are so many how-tos in sports. How to swing a bat, how to catch a pass, how to putt, how to kick. With New Balance, there's only one way to run. Your way. That's the best way and the only way. No need to look at him or her or them to figure it out. Just run. On a track, a path, a street, or in a mall. Your choice. Running doesn't care where you're from or where you're headed. Running will take you exactly as you are. New Balance. Run your way.
I'm not going back to jail.
says you.
And now, Cheese Wits.
Good morrow.
Hello.
What are you all gussied up? Look at you.
Oh, I had to make a video for work.
Oh. Look at you, all looking all tardy.
Tardy? Really?
No.
And you don't mean the late kind. I had a hair appointment, and my hairdresser, after she cut my hair, she curled it, and then
Yeah, your hair looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, it does. Look at mine. Mine's a fucking mess.
Well, you want my
again.
hairdresser's number? She does a great job.
I gotta get mine cut again. Huh. Where's Christopher?
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is. There he is.
Chris, I think Wally just lost a bet.
I did.
It wouldn't shock me that he did. Hold on, I got to get off of the fucking Bluetooth in this car. Hang on a second.
Okay, yeah, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, hang on a minute.
Hello.
Whoa, hello.
Wow, that's much better.
Yeah.
Thought so. Yeah.
Wally called me.
Bluetooth's not ready for prime time, I don't think. But nonetheless, I'm thinking Wally. I listen. I wasn't even there for the conversation. There's this. Yeah, listen. That fat fuck tried to get on a call yesterday with us, and I bet that fucker's not going to fucking show up on fucking time today.
That's exactly what I said.
Word for fucking word.
For word. I said,
See?
I will lay odds he will not be. No, I said, no, what I said was, how late is Chris going to be tomorrow?
Uh-huh.
And by the way, I didn't say that immediately after. I called Jess like an hour later.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was saying, fucking Chris. He set
Says-
the time and the date, and he doesn't even know when it is.
As long as the words fucking fuck were used, that's fine.
They
That's
were
perfect.
definitely
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to show you this is my favorite. So all of our Christmas decorations on our Christmas tree are handmade. They're all from the kids. No, they're all stuff the kids have made over the years. This is my absolute favorite Christmas. This is my favorite Christmas ornament, bar none. I'm going to show. This is Dagan. He made this when he was in first grade.
It's all blurry. Is that his face on a gingerbread man?
Yes. Can you see it any better?
No, for some reason your picture is blurry.
Really, it looks so clear on.
Yeah, you look like I'm trying to watch channel 84 with an antenna.
Do I look blurry to you too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
You didn't at first.
What happened, I wonder?
I don't know.
I don't know, you fucking fuck.
You fucking I was for sure you were going to be late.
Mm-hmm.
I was absolutely for sure.
But listen, here's what you did, Chris, because I knew for sure that we were recording on Wednesday this week.
Yes.
What I did not know for sure was whether it was currently Wednesday when you were calling.
Well, that's the thing. You see, I swear it was Tuesday at 4, and well, apparently I fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you were the one who couldn't do Tuesday at 4, so
yeah.
Well, it turns out I could, because that's why I called.
But it's always nice to hear from you.
Well,
turns out Tuesday at 4 looked great. And Jess, where the fuck were you yesterday? You looked like you were in the middle of the grocery store, and Wally was driving down the goddamn road, I guess.
Yeah.
I was right here, but I was answering on my phone because I was in the middle of narrating an audiobook and like, why the fuck is Cheese Wits calling me right now?
Wait a minute. Your house looks like a box store
I guess.
on the inside. Wow, that's neat.
I guess.
That's very cool.
Because I was sitting
wish
right
my
here
house
in this
did.
very spot.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, Chris, what do you think of that lipstick that Jess has on today?
Hold on. Let me get back to the picture so I can see.
Make that lip thing, Jess. Do that. Yeah, that kissing.
Oh, wow. Look at you, Mae West.
Yeah, I know, right? She's all gussied up.
I am.
Looks like she's going to town. We's going to town tonight.
All gussied up and just going up to the store to get followed around the aisles. That's it.
I'm going to go see my stalker at the K. Roger today.
Why not?
And Jess has her big Christmas tree out.
That's my little tiny Charlie Brown tree.
Do you have a big tree?
Yeah, it's not in this room.
I'm so glad you have a big tree. Is it from a box or?
It is.
Mine's from a box too. So we've had live trees until we had no more kids living in the house.
Mm-hmm.
We would do a live tree. And even though we sort of do have kids living in the house, we said it's too much to pay fucking $60 for a fucking tree when we can spend twice that much and have a tree for life.
Yeah. I don't think I spent that much on my box tree.
Hold on, wait a minute. You're not supposed to throw out the plastic trees?
I mean, can.
I have been fucking up all along. I mean, because I've been buying a new $120 tree every year now. And that, well, learn something new every day, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to come out back and say, Jesus Christ, that fire at the farm over there was fucking big. It was like a chemical fire. Like there was, like the trees weren't real or something.
Man, the hay done exploded again.
It's crazy. There's some crazy shit going on over.
My.
Is it
over
be,
Farm Chris. One
day it's going to be Chris and Jenna's, right?
Who the fuck knows what's happening in this goddamn place? I mean, it's a shit show right now.
Oh,
trying to figure all that out.
Do tell.
It's a story that legal obligations keep me from speaking about publicly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some of those as well.
It's a shit show.
I'm not going back to jail.
says you. Says you.
I don't know. The way you're looking today, you'd be welcomed.
That's true, but I'm not looking for any girlfriends either.
Well, I don't think that's what Wally was implying. I think he was talking about your large cock, putting you in the men's penitentiary.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
You'd fit right in more ways than one.
Wow.
Ding ding.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So can you see behind me? So am I all blurry?
No, not anymore.
Oh.
No, now you're fine. Now you just
stockings are on the chimney.
We can't hear you, but
I can hear them just fine.
All the stockings are on the chimney with care.
Yeah, I see that.
Jody makes all those. She made all of those stockings.
Wow, she's crafty.
She knitted them.
And she made them the extra long kind. Like she could have made them short little regular stockings and saved herself some time.
Yeah, I think the oldest ones there I think are 30 years old. 30-year-old stockings.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, she made those. And then there's some newer ones as new kids come along. New stockings come along. And we met Cheyenne's new boyfriend yesterday for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we like him?
He's a funny motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah, he's a funny guy. He's a good guy.
You know what? We could use a funny motherfucker on this show. Do you think he'd be interested in joining us?
Well, he's not that funny now. Hold
okay.
on. Wait, I'm getting my hackles. I'm going to get jealous. Who are you looking to replace? Me. It's me, right?
I
It's
said
me.
joining us, not replacing.
Yeah, no, he's funny in a different kind of, but he's funny. He's for sure funny, but he lives in a different way. So where he lives up north. They don't have electricity. They use a generator for electricity.
Hold on. What the fuck? What?
I think they don't have indoor plumbing.
What?
He's building a camp up north, and he's got a big hunk of land, so they're right now off the grid. It's not.
Sorry, if I met a man and he was like, "Let's date," I don't have electricity or indoor plumbing. I'm I'm gone. I'm out. Bye.
Well, Cheyenne's known him since college. He's from he would normally have that stuff. When I'm telling you, he's building a place. He has a big hunk of land.
Okay.
And he's just building a place now for his and he's a guide, a killing guide. He takes you out to kill animals.
Okay.
Dude, this is something. I mean, I'm just picturing the conversation, Jess. that Cheyenne comes home and says, "Daddy, I'm fucking 1865. I'd like you to meet him."
Yeah.
Oh, he is a swell fellow. He's a good guy.
Oh, using words like swell, you're at least 60 years advanced from him.
I'm just picturing little Laura Ingalls on the prairie.
Yeah,
Laura Ingalls. I'm picturing fucking who was the little bitch on the show?
Nellie?
What was her name?
Nellie
Olson.
Olson.
Nellie Olson getting pushed in the wheelchair. You remember that?
Oh, she was such a
what a great fucking episode that was. Oh my God.
That was a good one.
bitch.
That is actually, a lot of people don't know that, but that's where the phrase, no, she didn't, it was actually came from that episode, from people watching it at home.
She didn't. No, she didn't.
It came right from there.
So yeah, he's a very nice guy, good guy.
Good for her.
And yeah, we were just delighted. There's a thing, when your kid, particularly when you're not even when your son, when your kids hook up with somebody, you're hoping to fucking Christ that they've made good decisions.
Yeah.
It's just one of the things. So this one, I think, good decision. Happy.
Good.
Very good.
So, Chris, I was going to ask you this today, but now I feel like it's probably maybe not appropriate to ask you.
No, go ahead. You ask whatever you'd like to, Wally. I'm sorry. I'm stuck on your daughter not being able to vote yet. Go ahead.
I feel some hostility. Don't worry. They're going to pass some laws. She'll get a chance.
All right. You say.
Speaking of voting. Forget my question to Chris was about kids, if they were planning on having kids, but I don't care about that right now. Here's what I care about. My wife says to me, we watched the new Eddie Murphy Christmas movie last night or the night before last on Netflix or whatever it was. It was free, so we watched it. And it was funny. And my wife says she was bemoaning the fact she didn't get to vote for people on The Voice. Oh, I really couldn't vote on The Voice because I didn't watch enough of the show because I was watching that movie with you. And I said, really? You're bemoaning the fact you didn't vote for the last presidential election, but you're worried about voting for The Voice? Are you kidding me?
And by the way, she could have voted for The Voice. It's not like the people who are voting.
She felt like she wasn't informed enough to vote.
Yeah. But I'm saying neither is anybody else.
Yeah, I know. But she was bemoaning the fact that she wasn't informed enough to vote for The Voice. And yet I have encouraged her forever. I vote for you guys. I vote for fucking everything. If they're voting for a new dog ass liquor, I go down and vote for that. I just do.
Good. Did you write in my name?
No, not this time.
You're not local, Chris.
Yeah, you got to be in the community.
Got to be a local dog ass liquor.
Right.
Right.
You have to. But I vote for everything. No one else in my family votes. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why nobody else in my family votes.
Have you asked them?
For everything. Huh?
Have you asked them why they don't vote?
Yes. They say
their response?
They say they have no interest in it. They think they're all packs of shit anyway, so they don't want to vote.
True.
They're just, they just feel like, why do I want to vote for someone who's lying to me?
True.
But, I still vote for them. I vote for the Lions, sacks of shit. And
the ones that are better liars, and it seems less like they're lying.
Yes. The one that might be lying the least, or is at least lying about stuff that I agree with. I got today.
At least the one telling me what I want to hear.
I got a new ask from Joe Biden. He wants me to send him more money.
You know what's interesting
well.
about that? We got an email within, from my job saying that if we got a text from our CEO asking for gift cards, that it was a scam and we should go ahead and ignore it. And I was like, I wish the fuck our millionaire CEO would text me asking for gift cards. I wish the fuck he would.
What would that seems like? Now, how would you be so stupid to believe the CEO would send anybody who works anywhere, and ask for, hey guys, I only made $8.2 million this year. Could you send me some gift cards?
I'll give you some stock options if you send me some gift cards.
What these fucking people. I have been getting so many calls lately. And what the new call I'm getting this week, and I got 3 back to back to back. I was in the car with Dagan. Are you on Medicare Part A and B? Medicare or Medicaid or Part A and B? You can now get a free phone, a free tablet, and free cable. Just call it. Just hold on the line for our representative. Hello, what? Hello, this is your representative. And he's just fucking going. I said, well, who am I? It's just these fucking people.
I just, I got one today that I'm pretty sure was a scam, but I was driving and so I answered it and it was one of those where there's like 3 seconds of silence. And so then I knew and I hung up before they could say anything.
Yeah. Well, the one I'm getting, the person I get now is a hello. And then there's silence and you don't say anything. Then they go, hello.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I already fucking said hello. What?
And then I say, fuck you. 1 minute, we'll hook you up with a representative, or we'll get you to a representative. Oh, really? The representative wants to fuck. No.
I am just waiting for my next opportunity to sell my brother's house.
If these fucking people would spend as much time on real work as they do scam work, I don't even understand why people fall for this anymore.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. What could I give you, sir?
No, this is not sir. This is Peggy. I am from Cottage Services.
Peggy, could I give you my social security number?
I want to help you with your Visa MasterCard.
From the Department of Treasury Department.
This is the Department of Treasury Department. Hello.
Do you get those? Do you get calls like that?
Oh, absolutely. Doesn't everybody? I get the, hello, this is Peggy from the Microsoft.
Yeah, I have not got the Microsoft. But speaking of Microsoft, I fucking hate that the cloud thing.
The cloud thing. Do tell, Wally.
The cloud, like when I'm saving something on my computer and it automatically goes to whatever.
OneDrive.
OneDrive.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass.
Did the cloud hurt you, Wally? Did the cloud touch you inappropriately, Wally? Because we can talk to people about that if that's an issue. But you don't have to save it to the cloud. You can save it to the.
But now it's a whole fucking. You don't even. It's a whole thing. I used to do save file as, and I would just save it as I'd be writing over an old file because I was updating an invoice or something.
You can still do that.
Well, I do it, but it always fucking, and then I go back to get it. It's always saving to that OneDrive. I go, oh, fuck, I forgot to save it to here.
Well, disconnect OneDrive. All you have to do is sign out of it.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Do you want Gail to talk you through that here?
Fucking tech support call, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ, go call the fucking Best Buy. Get another question going.
Jess
Jesus
knows
Christ.
This stuff, though. Jess is smart with this stuff.
But, well, in that case, Jess, go ahead and give him his tech support. I'll wait.
No, we're not doing this now, Wally.
No, I don't need you to do it now.
I will happily talk you through it another time.
No, I'll figure it out. But I didn't know you could get out of it. I thought it was like every time, because before you called, before we hooked up here, I was swearing at my computer because it was updating.
Well, you know what's coming next, don't you? Hello, this is Jess from the Microsoft.
that would be too funny had you done that.
I'm just going to need you to have a major credit card ready before we have that conversation.
And we need the last 9 of your social security number, please.
Yes, that would be very helpful. Thank you.
Not for me. So, Christmas. Do you have Christmas plans? Are you at home for Christmas, Jess? You don't go anywhere?
Yeah, I'm going to stay here.
Chris. What about you? What do you do?
I don't know. Probably stare at one of them Lifetime movies with Lacey Charbet, work one off, and open some presents.
Lacey
You're making me feel very sad, Chris.
I'm sorry.
I feel like you're living a sad life today. I feel like you're not happy. Making me now. I'm gonna go have to get some alcoholic beverages right after this.
So I got to tell you what's making me need alcoholic beverages. I mean, besides just life. The other day I did this thing through a local voiceover studio. It was called Agent Night, where they had an agent who represents voiceover people. Basically just answering questions and talking about the best way to go about getting an agent, all of those things. And she had us pre-submit some auditions, essentially. So she sent us copy for 3 different spots and had us submit those ahead of the Agent Night event. And this was over Zoom. And so she starts to play back some of the auditions for everyone to hear.
Yeah.
She played, and there was 8 of us on the line, right? She played 2 of mine. She played 1 of almost everyone else's and I was like, wow, I feel like I'm better than most of these people. And some of them do voiceover already professionally. And I was like, I feel like I'm better than these people. Every time she did one of mine, she never said a single nice thing. She just criticized me. I walked away from there like, I think I need to rethink my whole life.
So what were her critiques, and what was she saying about the other folks?
So for one of them, the instructions said to do 2 takes. And so in between them, I said, okay, take 2. And she said, no, you don't do that. She had no comment about my delivery, about anything other than the fact that I said, okay, here's take 2. And then the second one that she played, she had played someone else's read of the same one that I thought was terrible. And she was like, and you did a really nice job with that. But then she played mine and she went, yeah, you know what? You really need to work on your sound quality. I suggest that you get in touch with an engineer because this needs to be broadcast quality. And I was like, I actually work in radio.
What did she say?
She didn't say anything. And then I felt like I was coming off like a jerk. So I just shut up and left it alone.
So here's my take. You want to hear my take?
Sure.
My take is that the not so good folks, she's looking to hire or get them to hire her to teach them how to be better. And because you are already okay, you don't need that kind of stuff. So there's no money to be made off you.
I mean, the money to be made would be if she got me voiceover jobs.
Yeah, I think she's scamming you.
Maybe. I emailed her after and I was like, can you give me some specifics on what you're hearing in my sound quality? Because of course I would like to have the best quality audio. And this is the first time. And she's like, and you never know what people are listening on. Well, okay, but I listen to my audio through my phone, through this computer with speakers, through my laptop with the built-in speakers. Like, I don't hear what you're hearing. So can you give me an idea what you're hearing? And she didn't respond. So I feel like she was probably turned off when I was like, ma'am, I work in radio.
You called her ma'am?
No, but I did say I work in radio.
Well, ma'am is actually a better word to say when you're on a job interview.
Instead of
like that, trying to get a job.
Say what, cunt? Yeah.
Say what? What cunt? What say?
What cunt says what?
The problem with Jess, it wouldn't have been, excuse me, cunt. It would have been listen, cunt, and gone from there.
That's a fact.
Listen, cunt, I'm in the radio, bitch. That's what she would have said. And
I mean, every fuck out there, because I've submitted some stuff too, and listen, I don't spend a lot of time caring about much of this stuff, and I've submitted a few things here and there, and I've gotten that same thing. Your audio is not very good. The quality is too thin. The quality of the audio, and I think, well, okay, I'm listening to it. Doesn't sound that way, but okay, whatever. But everybody's a critic.
Yeah. But it was just the fact that she had something nice to say to everyone, including a guy who sounded like he was using the built-in microphone on his laptop. And she had nothing to say about his sound quality. Now, he had made it clear he was just starting out, and so maybe she didn't want to discourage him, but certainly his sound quality was worse than mine.
No. You go back to your days of air checking, Jess, and when you air check people who did shitty jobs, you always gave them hope.
Sure, you start with something nice,
right.
and then you nicely tell them where they sucked.
Right, work on this.
Yeah,
work on this.
Yeah.
Have you ever done the compliment sandwich when you tried to do that?
Compliment.
You know, it's like the compliment, then the shit,
compliment.
And then the compliment. And I had this girl in Fayetteville that I had to do that with. At some point, I said, you know what? You look really great today. I don't know what the fuck is on this tape that I just listened to. And then I followed it with great tits. And that was the end. That was the end. That was the end. I mean,
and Chris,
when you could get away with that shit.
HR nightmare Chris Roth, everybody.
Right. That's what I was like. Oh, what was that? Like an HR thing you were doing?
No. This was the time that you could get away with that.
If
I was to have that interview today and say it to somebody, I would have to bullshit them about how great their breaks were, and how maybe we could just turn it just a little bit this way and make it a little bit better. And then I need to compliment their they them or whatever the fuck they're talking about.
Well, you definitely have,
and that's it.
You have a point for sure, because I remember early on when I would critique, you could say, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah,
you still can.
I think it's fucking. I think now that you end up with people fucking crying and.
I bet you can't even call the hotline anymore. Feelings. Think about that. You can't call the hotline anymore to correct somebody.
You can't.
You can't.
I'm sure you can't. No, that would be an HR violation. I'm sure.
Probably would be. It'd be harassment.
You probably just triggered somebody.
Yeah, fucking triggered my ass.
I just think about my own little nightmare when I was there at FRE. You know who I'm talking about, Chris.
Well, I mean, Jess, to be fair, you had a lot of nightmares at FRE.
Well, but the biggest one was the reason that I left. He's dead now, but the reason.
Do you have anything to do with that? You think
the biggest? I had nothing to do with his death. No.
Okay, I was just asking.
But there was one time. There was one day that there were many days, by the way, that he missed breaks, the talk break between a song and the commercials. It didn't happen. And he's there live in the studio. But the reason that he missed the break is because he's on Facebook. And not one single time did I walk in and go, "What the fuck are you doing? Could you do your fucking job?" Even though that's exactly what I wanted to say. I would pop in and go, "Hey, did you realize you missed that break? If you wouldn't mind just, focus on that. And then I don't care if you're on Facebook, but make sure you get your breaks in." There was one day that I had to do that 3 times. And the third time I popped in and I said, "Okay, listen, I really need you to get your breaks done. That is your priority when you're in here." And he looked at me and he goes, "Nothing's ever fucking good enough for you, is it?"
Oof.
And my eyes got wide and I shut the studio door and I walked down the hall to the business manager who later became the GM, but not while I was there. And I said,
"That's unfortunate."
Yeah. And I said, "Phyllis, could you please join me in the studio?" And she followed me down to the studio so that she could witness when I told this person that it was not acceptable for him to speak to me that way. And if it ever happened again, he would be fired on the spot. The end.
What an asshole.
Yeah, he was.
He was. Now, out of all the names in the world, would you like to guess what his wife's name was, Molly?
All right. Velma.
No, I'm going to give you a clue. Beginning of the alphabet.
So ass something. Ass.
No. Anna.
Don't know.
No. America. That was her name.
Well, he was trying to make America great again.
Yeah, well, he impregnated America.
Yes, he did.
And I guess Little America's spawn is taking on the his last name, and Little Skeezix or whatever his name is. So
Little Skeezix.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
Breaking news. Anybody have the news sounder?
No, what happened?
UNLV shooting. Multiple victims reported.
Come on.
Yeah, man. There was one in Texas yesterday, wasn't there?
Wow.
6 people were killed in Texas yesterday in Austin. At UNLV?
Suspect dead. Yep. At UNLV.
God
and
damn.
Suspect dead.
Wow. This shit's crazy.
Yeah.
This shit's great. But also, so we had the thing here, I don't know, 7 or 8 weeks ago.
Yep.
The local news just plays on it and plays on it.
Of course.
They just fucking keep turning it over. It's like, fuck, you know what? Take the shovel out of the dirt and move on.
Well, they can't. That's the biggest thing that they have to talk about right now.
Well, now they're making a museum locally. Some artist is putting together a museum. And basically what they've done is they collected the candles and the stuffed animals that were at the 2 shooting locations, and they're cleaning them. They're going to make a museum of the place. Like, what the fuck kind of museum is that? You want to have a fucking museum to it? God damn. So I want to suggest, listen, you ought to put, if you find any fucking rounds of bullets and shit, you ought to put those there too.
Mm-hmm.
Put that in the museum too. And I don't mean that as a joke. I mean, never mind with the fucking lovey-dovey stuff. This shit happens because you fucking avoid the reality of life. Auschwitz, it would not be scary at all or fucking disgusting, or the whole event wouldn't be disgusting if it wasn't Auschwitz. If you did something, like, oh, here's some of the great houses these Jewish people lived in before we killed them.
Right.
Right. Fuck that.
Hey,
here's
listen.
they were wearing before we gave them a fucking bad clothes. Whatever.
You know what it's time for, don't you?
Howdy doody.
Thoughts and prayers.
Oh, yes, those work every time.
Yeah, thoughts
every single time. Thoughts and prayers.
Nothing. But they are definitely, they milk this shit in these community at least in the local community. And I you would get hung if you said that out loud in the community.
Yeah.
True.
If you said you're fucking monetizing this shit and you're making, a mockery of it by, and they're
charging, what are they charging admission for it?
Not yet. No. Initially you can see the stuff free. But initially, then of course it'll become a museum later where you pay a fee or something. And then,
well, if they charge a fee, they have to give it to the families of the people they're profiting off of.
Well, they've already, so some of the things that have happened here are, if you were injured or if you're the family member of somebody who was killed, free college tuition at a state of Maine university.
Oh, good.
And there's one of the things. I forget who just Poland Springs just gave a $500,000 grant to be spread amongst the folks who were affected by the shooting. And there's 18 families or whatever it is. It's I don't know. It's very distasteful. People throw money at shit and think, oh, that takes care of it. Here's some money. Hey.
Well, Poland Spring didn't do it to actually help the families. They did it to publicly show their own giving nature.
Yeah,
here's why you should buy Poland Spring water.
Right, because we
give money to the families of people who get shot.
So they give that, but I think there's this mentality that money makes everything okay or better, or you'll get to go to school for free. Fuck. How about doing something about the availability of the fucking guns? we're going to give fucking everybody, hey, you had a relative shot. Here's $10,000. Have a good day. And you're going to get free tuition.
Yeah.
I mean, what the
Instead
fuck?
of making it harder for the people who shouldn't have guns to get guns.
Yeah. I don't think they should get rid of guns at all.
No.
No, not at all.
They can have my guns when they pry them out of my... No, just kidding.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
People kill people.
Y'all know that. The gun has to be fired by somebody.
Yeah, the arguments are just... They're insane on both ends. But the truth is, this was a fucking crazy nut guy who had been hospitalized. They let him out, and he had guns.
Mm-hmm.
They should have said, no more guns for you, motherfucker. Now, how are they gonna enforce that? Like if you have a name that hints of being Muslim, you're so difficult for you to get on an airplane because you're on a list.
Yeah.
Oh, Habib. Oh, I'm sorry. We've got 20 Habibs here, and I don't know if you're the Habib they're talking about, but you can't get on the plane.
Our priorities they're just screwed up in it. Like, okay, did you guys watch the Macy's parade on Thanksgiving?
No, did not.
I watched the corn part.
The corn part?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The part that they were doing the song about corn, and it was tastes as good going in as it does coming out.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
the musical.
Yeah.
No, there was En Vogue performed. They were on the parade. They were performing their song Free Your Mind, right? There is a line in the song that says, I wear tight clothing and high-heeled shoes. That doesn't mean that I'm a prostitute. But they made them mute the word prostitute. And she put her hand over her mouth for that word. But then the next line is, I like rap music, wear hip-hop clothes. That doesn't mean that I'm out selling dope. That line was fine. They left that one in.
It reminds you of watching Cheers on Lifetime. There is a great... Cheers got funnier at the end, in my opinion. At least I know, Wally, you like the Shelley Long bullshit. I thought the Kirstie Alley time was much better.
No, I like Kirstie Alley. I did you? Like Shelley Long.
Oh, good. Well, then they're in the same boat then. My mistake. But there was an episode where Carla's mother is supposedly dying because Carla's kid wasn't named Benito Mussolini or something like that. And she's in there laying on her deathbed, and there's her sister that she hasn't talked to in years. And on NBC, when they had the show, the one walks by the other and goes, bitch, and the other one, slut. And they walk away, and the audience is just roaring in laughter. So on Lifetime, you see them pass. They don't say a word, but the laughter's still there. So they're just looking at each other, and you hear a roar of laughter, then silence, then a roar of laughter. Silence. Yeah, like, what the fuck am I watching here?
And on Lifetime, they're cutting those words out of Lifetime?
Out of Lifetime, yeah.
It's ridiculous. Well,
yeah.
The channel of I married a fucking psycho. They're cutting shit out.
And and there's more censorship now than there was in the 80s.
Yeah, crazy, right?
It's just stupid.
So one of the radio greats was on the later years of Cheers, right?
Jay Thomas was.
Jay Thomas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He one of the radio great and sort of related was Casey Kasem's wife was on that show too.
She was the new Mrs. Tortelli.
Yeah, she was the ditzy blonde, the crazy ditzy blonde who do you remember her, Jess? Are you looking her up, Jess?
Yeah, because I can't picture her.
Well, and here's the thing, and Jean Kasem's just a cunt.
Oh yeah, okay. Her. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
she
I really hate
You're
her.
right, she's a cunt.
And she deserves the name cunt for what she did.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. Just an absolute cunt.
Yeah. Agreed. But Jay Thomas was fantastic in that show.
You know why he got fired?
Why?
See, now in the show, he got ran over by the Zamboni machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But he got fired because he was still doing his radio show at that point. Okay. So he goes on his radio show and talks about how awful it is to have to kiss Rhea Perlman. And
Jesus.
Somebody heard it, reported it back. Rhea's like, he goes or I go. And
good for her.
Jay was run over by the Zamboni machine.
He's a dumbass.
Yeah, that was a bad move on his part.
What?
Right.
Somebody heard you on the radio?
Was he trying to riff a bit?
Probably. But well, as I say down south, he done fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I also think, was it him or was it Rick Dees? I think it was Jay Thomas who was coming into work late because he was working on the show, and he was recording the first hour of the show.
Oh, what's his name? Well, I think Rick Dees might have done that for a while, but Seacrest had been doing that for his Out West live show, and then being on the East Coast for live with whatever the fuck they are. And he was doing some of the breaks from a studio there, and then he'd recorded the first hour and all that shit. It was crazy.
Do you remember the first? I know we're talking radio now, but you remember who's that guy? Was his name Charlie Joyner?
No, it was Tom Joyner.
Tom Joyner. He
the fly jock
from like DC to I don't know where he was flying to, Chicago. He'd do a show he'd do a morning show in one place and fly to the West Coast and do a show.
Yeah, it was Dallas to Chicago.
That was it. Dallas to Chicago.
Yeah.
That fucking guy was everywhere. And I don't know how long he lasted. Did he last a long time?
A couple of years.
Yeah. So he didn't have
That's a
real
hard
long
schedule to keep.
Oh man.
Shit.
Yeah, but then you have to ask yourself, is he really so good you want to fucking fly a guy from there to there? You couldn't find another guy to do your morning show?
I mean, we put Bobby Bones on every iHeart country station in the country. Is that because he's so good?
No, it's because it's so cheap to do it.
That's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cheap to do it. But I can't imagine back in the old days, can't imagine it was cheap because he was drawing salary from both.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're flying him. Bobby Bones, he's drawing one salary, and he's on a bird.
Oh, he gets more for every station they put him on, though. Not a full salary, but
not
more.
A full salary. He's getting a little bumps.
Yeah.
He's probably not getting, he's probably getting, here's an extra 15,000 or 10,000 a year or some shit. He's not making $180,000.
Oh no, it's probably like an extra 5,000 a market is my guess.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably not a ton of money.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Not with that company. Jesus Christ.
Well, I think he and Seacrest are getting all the money that they're not paying to their normal jocks.
Yeah, and I didn't Chris, didn't you say you like Seacrest?
I did. I had a conversation with him, many conversations.
No, I mean, as a jock, as a human being, he's a good guy.
As a jock, I liked him with what he was doing.
Right.
He was when iHeart first got a hold of him, it was still Clear Channel or Bain Capital, or whatever the fuck they were. And he was doing mornings on the adult standard station in Los Angeles, the AM station.
That was before he started doing
exactly. But that's when the grooming for that began. Bringing him into the company. Well, I mean, it is. That's basically what they did to him.
Yeah.
It's like, here, what are we going to do to make this new Dick Clark? How are we going to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. Let's put him on a station playing Sinatra for a while. Then let's introduce him to Clark, and then let Clark teach him. And now Clark's dead, and all we're left with is that poofy fucking blonde guy. So that's America.
I liked Shadow Stevens.
Shadow was great. I'm friends with him on Facebook, I think.
I like
he was great on Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, Shadow.
He was.
And he seemed like a good guy. He just seemed like a good guy. He was good for radio, and he represented radio in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Very, I think he did. I'm feeling like he did a good goddamn job. All right. I need to go use the facilities. I know we haven't been on an hour, but I'm gonna be right back. You guys chat away, okay?
Where are you going?
Hey, okay.
Where you go?
Apparently, he's taking a shit break.
No. I'm taking this medicine that makes you pee more.
Oh.
So I have to pee. I've been drinking tea, and I have to just run and pee real quick. Now I'm telling my stuff. I take this. I don't know what it is, a diuretic or not. I don't know what it is, but it makes you pee.
Wally, we'll put on a 3-minute record. Go ahead.
I don't need that long. We have a bathroom downstairs.
All right. He's going to be going. So this elderly man's going to be running downstairs.
Yeah.
To go
Nothing.
I'm already downstairs.
Nothing can
okay.
go wrong with that.
Nothing can happen. Nothing. Well, my dad. So apparently their freezer dies upstairs in the kitchen.
Ugh.
And I'm over at the house yesterday, and Mom says, "Well, your dad really struggled getting that new freezer into the house." I'm like, "The fuck do you mean new freezer?" And he said, "Well, he got this big, I'm just going to say 16 cubic foot. I don't know what it is. Got the freezer up at the Home Depot in Frederick." I'm like, and he didn't call me. I'm 7 minutes away. Why didn't he fucking call? Oh, he figured you'd be too busy. And I looked over at my father. I said, "You're fucking 82.
I was going to say.
Just fucking stop." Okay? I mean, my God, man. Are you trying to kill yourself?
Pay somebody to do it.
I mean, for the love of God, listen, I don't like Mom either, but if you want to get away from her that bad, you don't have to do it that way.
You're right.
Okay.
That seems like a painful way to go.
I mean, good fucking guy. He's sitting there, "Well, I did a little bit more work than I'm used to doing." No shit.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I'm not even 82. I put up a new curtain rod in the living room the other day.
Yeah.
And with all I had to do the drilling and the leveling and the measuring and all of the things. So basically I'm stepping up, then I'm stepping down to pick up the tools or whatever. And so this thing took me like 2 hours, and it's 2 hours of step ups, basically. I couldn't fucking move at the end of it. I don't know how your 82-year-old dad got a freezer upstairs by himself and lived to tell.
What did your dad do? I'm back. Hello.
Oh, what did my dad do? He went downstairs to pee.
Now, all right, listen. I walked just down the hall a little bit to the bathroom that's on the same floor I am.
Hold on one second. Hold on. This is what I'm hearing, Jess. I don't know if your speakers are up loud or not.
Okay.
But what I'm hearing is, I went downstairs and take a pee. It's on the same floor. Oh God, the flow was great. All right, I'm back. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
What?
That's what I'm hearing.
I am taking some shots today.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you probably need a couple extra.
All right. So what did your dad do?
They bought a new freezer, and Dad decided to load it in the minivan by himself, and then because he thinks he's fucking 40 still,
and get it in the house by himself.
Yeah. Luckily, my brother stopped him there.
Good.
And he just because my brother happened to be there. So
I didn't know you had another brother.
Yeah, I got see what's left out of the 6 of us.
What?
1 and 1. Yeah, I got one. I got an older brother and an older sister.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know. Well, I don't know how we can. I can't carry anything anymore. I'm getting weaker and weaker as time goes by, because I used to be able to toss around. We buy horse grain in 50-pound bags and horse pellets and other stuff. Man, it's getting fucking harder and harder to toss that shit around. When I was at the Tractor Supply the other day, the young lady in there, I don't know, probably 20 years old, she's tossing around. She goes, "Oh, let me get that, sir." And she's tossing around the 50-pound bag.
Let me get that, Grandpa.
Yeah, like it's a low. Listen, here's how I know I'm getting old. This is the fucking telltale sign. When every cashier or anybody who helps you says, "I'll get that, hun." As soon as they fucking start calling you a hun, you're done. You're old. Face it.
There was a TikTok the other day that I actually stitched because it was this 20-something girl, and she said, "This is a TikTok for my older ladies and gentlemen. What did you used to do at work when there weren't computers? Because I do my whole job on my computer." And I was like, "What? We did the work. The stuff your computers do for you. We did that. We did the work." And somebody commented on my version of it and said, "That just seems really inefficient."
Really?
I was like, "Yeah, that's why we invented computers. You're welcome."
Yeah, thank you. Well, here's something I learned this weekend about my grandson, who's 16. He does not know how to sign his name.
No, they don't teach that cursive stuff anymore.
They do not teach cursive writing. So I'm signing up his Christmas gift. One of his Christmas gifts is driver's ed that we're giving him. So I had to do the paperwork, and we were sitting down at a Friendly's having breakfast because we're going to this event in Massachusetts. And I said, okay, well, you need to sign your name here. And he's going, I sign it. I said, yeah, write your name, cursive, write your name. He goes, I don't know how to.
Because these days, that's almost not even a thing you have to do anymore, because they don't even do most forms on paper. I mean, I can't think of the last thing I had to sign my name on a piece of paper for. Yes, I can. My house. When I bought my house, I had to sign my name.
He goes to the DMV to get his license.
75 different people. But I go to the vet and they want me to sign a thing that approves me to, approves them to see my dog. I sign on a little electronic thing with a fake pen that doesn't look anything like my actual signature. If I sign, I get sent forms online to sign all the time. I actually have my signature in a file that I can attach, but if not, you can just scribble in it or type your initials, and that works as your signature.
Yeah, God damn it though. But he has no idea how to his cursive writing. So he has some idea.
Mm-mm.
But he's showing me he has a G. There's a G in his name, and the G he makes as an M. And because he says to me that's not a G, Papa. I said, no, that's a G. So he looks he Googles it and says, oh yeah, I've been making it wrong all this time. He does not know because they don't teach this shit.
But he doesn't know the difference between a G and an M?
Not in cursive. He had no idea. He what he was leaving out was the loop on the upswing, the loop. So it was just sort of it looked like an M.
Huh.
Yeah, no, because they don't sign their names. And whenever they do have to sign shit now, it's digital signature, right?
Yeah.
Just click this for your digital signature. Fucking anybody can do that.
Well, and you should see these people trying to look at an analog clock.
I have one of those in my living room.
This girl at the bowling alley always calls me Grandpa. If you ever see it on my Facebook page,
Do you
Brittany
call her
always. No, I don't. Just bitch. And but no, Brittany. I'm like, hey, Brittany, what time is it? She's like, I don't know, Grandpa. I don't have a watch on. I'm like, there's a clock on the fucking wall. And she's like, what? I don't 994.
Wow.
No, honey lamb. That's
it's
not
9-4.
It's 9-4.
It's 9-4. Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah.
10-4 on the 9-4. Thank you. I sure do appreciate that.
It's 9-4.
Oh my! I'm really and I don't think this is old speak. I don't think this is me being. By the way, I don't know what stitching is.
Oh,
Jess.
That's where you just you basically take a piece of their video as a setup for your own.
Oh, okay.
So I used the part of hers where she said, you could see on the screen, it says question for older ladies and gentlemen. And then she said, and then I used the part where she says, what did y'all used to do at work?
That's kind of presumptuous too, calling people ladies and gentlemen.
No.
My wife will say too, she'll talk about somebody at work. This gentleman came in and then he's completely rude, but she never stops saying he's an ass. She doesn't say he's an asshole. She still calls him a gentleman because she's in work mode as she's explaining what this asshole has done. Yeah. So I don't think this is old speak, but I really, really, really believe that these under 20s, maybe under 25s, they're fucked because they have great technical skills in computers and the phone and that.
But what if technology goes down?
But they have no real skills, no real hands-on manual sort of ability. If the fucking phone, I don't fucking, and I hope it's not old speak. I hope it's not just 'cause I'm getting so fucking old that I've become, just jaded by everything. because I know I'm jaded by some shit. I know that.
Not me.
No, not you. You've been jaded for 30 years. What are you talking about? Yeah, no, I don't want to be jaded. I want to believe that, there's some equal footing, but I don't. I think they're fucked.
Mm.
I mean, I look at my grandson. I'm watching my granddaughter just butter bread. She doesn't know how to use a fucking butter knife.
Well, what does that have to do with technology?
It has nothing to do with technology. It has to do with self-sufficiency.
Mm.
The ability to do things.
Yeah.
Things we did.
My next door neighbor at my last house, not the felonious one, the nice one, had a 9-year-old daughter. And her sister-in-law said to me, the daughter's name was Queen. And the sister-in-law said to me, she said, Queen doesn't know how to do anything for herself. She's 9 years old and she doesn't know how to use the microwave. She doesn't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
Because her mother does everything for her. And if she struggles at all, her mother jumps in and says, oh, let me get that for you.
Yeah. Well, my grandson, 16, using a microwave. So he likes microwave popcorn. Mm-hmm. The only way he knows how to make the popcorn is to hit the popcorn button on the microwave.
In my day, we didn't have a popcorn button on the microwave.
But if he's having a microwave, because we have a little microwave upstairs, doesn't have that one, and if the one without the one that says, he says, how long do you put it? I said, haven't you ever fucking? I don't say fucking to him, but haven't you ever looked at the button when you hit popcorn, how many minutes it is?
Or read the instructions on every single bag of microwave popcorn? I mean, oh, wait, he's male. They don't read instructions. Sorry.
No, they fucking don't. But, and he doesn't know how to make anything. He couldn't figure out how to make microwave mac and cheese. You put fucking water in a styro cup
and put it in the microwave for a minute
and do it for the, it was a complex thing for him to figure out to do.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know. I think they're fucked. I think there's issues. I think I'm not going to have anybody to wipe my ass as I get older.
Either they're fucked
or they're fucked. They're fucked.
Either they're fucked or they are going to invent ways to make all of that stuff not matter anymore ever again and just make life easier.
I don't know. Eating still seems like it's important. It seems like it's important to not eat everything out of a fucking tube.
Hey. It's that movie Idiocracy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's exactly what this is.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't understand it. And as I look at it with having kids in my house. However, now that being said, I've watched my daughter make that transition because I had that same worry about her, and now that she's in her 30s, she knows how to do all that shit. She can change a tire. She can do all these things she can do.
Did you teach her those things?
Yes, of course I did.
Well, then, yeah, I was going to say, if she didn't learn how to do those things, I would believe that at least part of that is on you.
Yeah. Well, and she learned them reluctantly.
Yeah.
Right? As kids do. A kid has never learned anything that they didn't learn reluctantly.
I would just like to point out that I still haven't used trigonometry.
Yeah, I don't even know what trigonometry is. I know nothing about math other than
there was some reason I had to take that class, but I haven't used it.
Yeah, I never had a trigonometry class. Mm. And I think I've said this before, the most important class I ever had in high school, the class I've used absolutely the most, typing. Typing was probably the most beneficial class to me ever.
That was probably pretty beneficial to me.
It was so biology class, dissecting a cat and a shark and a nothing.
Yeah.
I've never had reason.
I would say probably English for me, like the writing part of it.
Yeah. Creative writing was probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, Chris.
I enjoyed when I was just trying to get the fuck out of school because I was doing middays at a radio station, but they still required me to show up. And one of the classes was consumer math.
Oh, that was a great math class. I had that class.
Now, consumer math was, for me at least, it was writing a checkbook.
Yep.
Or it was
that should be required for, back when checkbooks were still a thing,
right.
should have been
Exactly,
required
but-
for everyone. I didn't have a class like that.
Yeah, I
But
did.
here's one. This was a class for the jocks and the other morons. And the other thing that they taught us in this class, literally half the semester was on writing a check. The other half on the semester, are you sitting down?
Yes.
How to read your gas meter.
What?
Yeah, we had tests.
Like the gas meter on your house?
Uh-huh. We had tests that had, meters in different locations, and you had to write down what the number was. And I'm like, we're writing down the same number that's over on the fucking left-hand side. This is fucking idiocracy right there.
No, I had that same class, but we didn't spend that much. We didn't have gas meters. I lived in a rural community, so we didn't have that. But yeah, we did. We learned how to read an electric meter and how to fill out a lease form and
Oh
how
my
to
God.
I didn't have any of that.
what APR financing was.
I had to
and
learn that
interest.
out in the streets.
No, we learned that in school. That was a blowout. That was like a half year course
Mm.
that and the other half of that was typing one half. And those were I took those when I was a senior because they were blow off courses, right?
Mm.
They ended up being some of the most important courses I ever took. Way more important than, even though I fucking loved history. I loved history.
I hated history when I was in school, but then I ended up minoring in history in college and realized that I was more fascinated at the time with American history because we have a pretty cool story. And European history always just bored me.
Me too.
But now I like to read about history.
Yeah, I definitely like it too. I like historical bullshit myself. But I was just like you. I couldn't give two rat shits about European history. I liked American history a lot.
Yeah. When I did my senior thesis on the McCarthy era in college.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Girl.
Right?
You got some gray matter.
It's not in here.
And then I liked Greek history. I liked Greek and Roman history. And by the way, this is the first time I've thought about Rome.
Since I asked you how often you think of the Roman Empire?
Yeah, this is the first time I've even thought of the Roman, but it makes me think of you when I say that.
There's another one of those men are funny TikToks going around right now because there's this woman. The first video I saw, it was a woman named, I don't know, let's say Kelly. And she's pointing the camera at her husband or boyfriend, whoever he is. And she says, name a woman. And he goes, what? She goes, name a woman, any woman. And he goes, Amanda. She's like, who the fuck is Amanda? And now that's going around where women are asking the men in their lives to name a woman and almost none of them are naming her. So guys, name your wife first.
Amanda.
I don't know. Oh, name my wife. Oh, my wife would never ask me. She doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, no.
My wife knows where I stand.
But if you said name a woman, and if she said name a woman,
I would probably name somebody from history. or
I did
like
see one
that.
today where the guy said Susan B. Anthony.
Yeah, that's the first name that came to my head when you said that is Susan B. Anthony.
How often do you think of Susan B. Anthony? That's going to be the next one.
That's what I saw of Susan B. Anthony, and then I thought of Sacagawea. Those are the two names that came to my head when you said that. Name a woman.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's because we were talking about history, and that just popped into my head.
Yeah.
No, now I'm going to be thinking of women. Here comes Eleanor Roosevelt. Just came into my head. So now I'm going to be thinking about fucking women this rest of this day.
Hold on.
Wally's going to be thinking about
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yes. Yes.
How in the fuck do you? God, who's gonna? You know what, Jess? This is just for you. Wally, you can listen if you want. I'm thinking that we're gonna fucking get a call one day saying that Wally's like in a rubber room somewhere and he's masturbating to Mamie Eisenhower. Okay.
No, Mamie, I would never think. No, because I was listening to a radio thing about Eleanor Roosevelt I don't know, a month ago. So
well, who else do you want to
fresh.
rub one off to? Bess Armstrong? I mean, let's.
Who's Bess Armstrong?
That's exactly right. It's like Amanda.
Betsy Ross, maybe, but not Bess
Betsy
Armstrong.
No. I would rather masturbate to Marion Ross than Betsy Ross.
Patsy Cline's flaming skull.
Oh yeah, there you go. Got to fuck that.
You know what, Marion Ross. This is something I think is when you think about Marion Ross or a lot of these people who became TV stars later in life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, some of them were fucking total bombshells when they were younger.
Mm.
Like Marion Ross was a hottie when she was younger.
Oh, Howard.
Yeah. But it is sort of amazing when you look at these people like Barbara Stanwyck or any of these old names that most people aren't going to know because, they're not as goofball as I am or Chris is in knowing old movies and shit.
Oh, no reason that anybody should, have, fucking, oh God, the name just slipped out. Mamie Van Doren, on top of their head. Nobody should have that.
Mamie Van Doren. Who is that?
It's Amanda.
Oh, Amanda.
I'm just fucking picking here.
I get it now. I get it. Now I'm going to have to go watch some old shows. Now that's what I'm going to do. I remember
the first time I saw a picture of my grandmother when she was young, like in her 20s. And she didn't look like anybody's grandmother. She had like super defined cheekbones and the perfect lipstick. And she was a knockout.
Hold on one second. I'm going to pull up a picture of my grandmother real quick. I've got it on the face page, so I'm going to have to send it to you. Give me just a second here. Y'all talk amongst yourselves while I go through old family photos and such. I think that's what this is called.
Okay.
Was she an attractive woman?
Well, her name is Mamie, so you would guess what that would be.
Mamie Van Doren. I've heard of her.
Have you? All right. Well, hold on. Let me save this photo real quick. Let me send you a picture of Mamie. Let's see. How do I do this?
Where are we going to see it on the facial page?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna send it to your messengers here in a second. Suzanne Liz Lloyd Cheeseman. What the fuck is that? There we go. There you go. Here's Grandma.
That's what I'm changing my name to.
Check that.
There it is.
Oh wow.
Hello, Mamie.
Cute.
There's Mamie.
She was a cutie.
That's Grandma.
Bonnie?
That's Grandma getting out of a Model T.
Where's Clyde?
I'm pretty sure that he was robbing the bank, and she was just, Mamie was being eye candy here.
Photo, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
What does she got? She got a scarf on. She's a little low cut. She got some gams. Wearing a flowy dress. Gams. I'm trying to speak in them. Is that a fur? Is she wearing fur?
That is a fur.
Yeah, that's definitely a fur.
It looks like, is that a head on the other side?
I'm not sure. That's a hell of a question. What the fuck is this? And I get on Facebook, you get these weird random notifications.
Yeah.
Just about weird shit.
Yeah.
Okay. This has got to top them all. This has got to top everything. You've earned a top fan badge for Melissa Rivers and can accept it now. What?
You're a fan of Melissa Rivers?
Of Joan Rivers' daughter? What?
Have you been commenting and liking Melissa Rivers' content?
I fucking guess I have, because I'm a top fan.
You're a top fan of Melissa. What does she do?
I don't know. Apparently engaging content, Wally.
I didn't know she did it. Listen, I don't know what anybody does anywhere anyways. So for me to say, geez, what does she do? Who expects me to know what any of these fucking people do on content production?
You could ask Gail.
God. Gail?
Yeah, I would not know. I don't follow any of these people. I wanted to mention, I can't believe that En Vogue is still together. When you mentioned
not
En
all
Vogue,
of them. I think there's 3 of them in the group now.
There's 3 En Vogues?
Yeah.
How do they sound? Pretty good?
I mean, when they're performing on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade float, I'm pretty sure they're lip syncing. So they sounded great.
So And I mean, for the way they sound now, I mean, you're never going to get it. Never going to get it. Never going to get it. Never going to get it.
Free your mind. All right.
Hold on.
Don't go.
Oh, everybody threw something into the ring.
Man.
Beautiful. Boy, who worked in the 80s, in the 90s?
90s, yeah.
Who was
there? You go.
That?
That was in hot rotation. You're Never Gonna Get My Lovin' was in hot rotation in 92, I think.
Free Your Mind was a pretty good song. That was a pretty damn good song.
That one came a few years later.
You know what? I've never gotten why Mary J. Blige is so fucking popular.
I love Mary J. Blige.
Not
all of her stuff, but I love a lot of her stuff.
Mary J. Blige was okay. I get that. You know which one had the hit and then never had anything else from, but it was a good record? That Sophie B. Hawkins.
Are you saying that to get Wally going?
Yeah,
maybe.
I had some stories about Sophie B.
You've told them here.
Yeah. I have some stories.
So?
She did have a second hit. She had that California hit. No, here's what I never understood about Mary J. Blige. She was good during her time, but when did she become like an icon? She was great in the 90s, I guess up to 2000, but suddenly in like 2000, in the 2020 era, 2018, somewhere in there, she suddenly became an icon. What the fuck did she do to become an icon? I didn't understand. What happened? What did she do that suddenly made her a resurgent popular person again?
I don't know.
I could never figure that out. And what happened to Jodie Watley? And I loved Taylor Dane too, by the way.
Well, yeah. Jodie Watley was busy looking for a new love. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Taylor Dane, though, I mean, oh my God, the things I would do to Taylor Dane.
Taylor Dane just smoking.
I wouldn't do those things to her, but I loved her voice.
Oh, Taylor I would do those things to her. Hopefully, see, that's my dream. Being on top of Taylor Dane, fucking my elbows pushing into her shoulders while she's going, "I'll always love."
But wasn't she in "I'll Be Your Shelter, Baby"?
she look, Wally, you can tell it to my heart.
Tell
you
it
can
to
walk
my
away.
heart.
Wasn't she in Kings of New York?
Was she?
What?
I think she played I think it was Kings of New York. She played a prostitute. Was Christopher Walken in that? Kings of New York.
Jess on the Google machine.
I'm on the Google machine. Hold on.
It's a movie where I think Christopher Walken is held hostage or something. Is that Kings of New York?
Let me see. She was on RuPaul's Drag Race.
No, she was in a movie. I'm sure she played a prostitute in a movie with Christopher Walken.
She was on The Masked Singer as Popcorn.
She was?
2020. Yep.
She was on oh man.
2022, she competed on season 2 of RuPaul's Secret Celebrity Drag Race under the name Electra Owl. Films: Love Affair in 1994, Stag and Fool's Paradise in 97, Jackie's Back in 99, Joshua Tree in 2002.
Yeah, she did a ton of movies.
Jesus the Driver, Beautiful Loser, I Am Bad, Telling of the Shoes. Television: Nightman, Martial Law, Rude Awakening, Rescue Me, she was in Gone Country? Cupcake Wars. Yeah, I don't see the one you were talking about.
I'm gonna have to look that up because she played a prostitute or something in a movie. Oh, but I saw Marissa Tomei in something the other day. She's still so fucking beautiful.
I always liked her.
Oh, she's still so beautiful.
But now every time I think of her, I think my biological clock is ticking like this.
What is that from?
My cousin Vinny.
Oh,
the two Utes.
No, I saw her in a movie with not Hugh Jackman. Another English actor, the one who punched the cross-dresser in the face on Hollywood Boulevard. What's his name? English. Oh God, I can't think of his name. Doesn't matter.
The other Hugh?
Yeah, Hugh. What's his name?
The Love Actually Hugh?
Yeah, him. That guy. He was in a movie where he plays a college professor, and she's in the class. Man,
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant. Thank you. Didn't he punch a cross-dresser or something who was giving him a blowjob?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There was a scandal. That was like 25 years ago or something.
Right.
30 years ago. It was on Hollywood Boulevard or something. He was getting a blowjob from who he said he didn't know was a man, and they ended up punching him. And then there was a big to-do. You don't remember that, Jess?
No.
See, they don't talk about that kind of stuff in country radio.
I mean, if it was 25 years ago, I was maybe just barely in country radio 25 years ago.
You love the country radio now, though.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, you love the country. I like the country radio.
Yeah.
I like
Which
the
is
country
funny
radio.
because I swore I was never, ever, 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 ever going to work in country music.
No, because when you and I were doing radio and maybe, 30 years ago or so, it was sort of in a Yahoo sort of kind of thing. I don't know.
That music now is the music everybody looks back at. The music from the country music from the 90s is what everybody looks back at as the greatest era of country music.
But
it's bullshit.
But the representation of it was big hair and cowboy hats, and it was silly.
I mean,
Look,
I remember making
country?
What's that, Chris?
You got to find me a station that plays Alabama and Johnny Lee and all that sort of shit instead of the same 6 songs that they play over and over again on fucking prime country.
Well, they won't do it on terrestrial
you.
Radio, but and I mean, we have on the service that I work for, we have a 90s country station that is not one of our most listened to, but today's the modern country today, a lot of it that's coming out is bringing in that 90s country sound. Luke Combs is doing it, Carly Pierce. A lot of these guys putting out music today is from the 90s. I just didn't like country music back then. And I remember, Wally, you worked at that country station after you left KISS, and I made fun of you for it.
HEN.
And the only reason I took a job at a country station in the first place was because I didn't have a job and I had $60 left to my name. But when I accepted that job, I cried all the way home because I didn't want it.
I don't want to play country.
I did.
Faith Hill. God damn it. I don't want to play different.
I did.
God, I need the money, but fuck Garth Brooks. God damn it. Am I close?
It's like you were there.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah. I see. So I like my country stuff that I like Waylon and Willie and I really like that stuff from the 60s and 70s and Conway and that I like that kind of country music.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I do like it, but I like some of the 90s stuff too. Like I really like some Randy Travis, 80s stuff and into
Strait.
the 90s. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. And now I like some of the newer stuff now. Who did I call you about? Who sang the national anthem? Who did I call you about, Jess?
Chris Stapleton.
That fucking guy is so motherfucking good.
Mm-hmm.
That guy he's insanely good.
Yeah.
Fucking real when that guy sings. He's just crazy good. Well, I like that shit.
Agree.
But before we go, do we need to memorialize Norman Lear?
I didn't know he died.
He died today.
Today?
Oh,
today.
No way.
101.
Damn.
Jiminy Crickets.
He was doing a podcast. Like this last year, he was doing a podcast.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he died.
Wow, that's sad.
In my tradition of seeing television that nobody else ever should, there was a show on, I think it was in the 90s, and it was called 704 Hauser. I'm guessing nobody has a recollection of that.
No.
Okay. 704 Hauser was Archie Bunker's address. So the times have changed. The neighborhood has changed. The Bunkers are gone. And now there is an African-American family living in this house. So it's basically the reversal on the family.
Who was in that show?
John Amos, Lenny Godfrey, T.E. Russell, Maura Tierney.
Right. But who didn't think this out with John Amos? Because All in the Family had a spinoff of Maude. Maude was a spinoff It had Good Times. John Amos was on Good Times. So how can John Amos be back in the same house, in his house?
Right.
So, yeah, nobody thought that one through.
Wow, I guess not.
But that was probably the worst thing he ever did. Everything else, though, was
and that was probably some white TV executive going, "Who's a black guy we've heard of?"
Yeah,
probably.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. You're probably right. I'm going to look that one up. I like that. I like some. Man, that's sad.
There's episodes on YouTube, full episodes. 704 Hauser.
I'll tell you what show I'd like to see again. I'd like to see Room 222.
You know, I never got that one, but
Room 222.
Somebody got me on Bosom Buddies the other day.
I loved that show.
That was a good show.
Yeah.
That was a good show. You don't remember Room 222? I had a crush on what was her name?
No, because that came out in 1969. It was on for 5 seasons. So by the time it was done, I was 3.
But there was something. There were 2 teachers in there. One was Valerie somebody.
Oh, you wanted Karen Valentine, didn't you?
Yeah, Karen Valentine, but then the African American
Denise Nicholas.
Oh, she was beautiful.
Yeah, that would be Denise Nicholas, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, she was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean, it had a good theme song. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about 227, and I was like, yeah, I liked Jack Hay too.
Oh, no way.
No. 227 and 222, they were 5 apart.
I think 227
Thanks
was
for that.
junk.
Yeah.
Captain Obvious.
That was a junk.
And but that's one of the shows. It was a junk show. However, how many people, though, would still look at one another, even in the 2000s, and say something like, "Ain't no place like home, child." Okay.
Yeah, not me.
Thank you, Marla Gibbs. All right. And I gotta go, so I'm just gonna give you
I gotta go feed the horses.
Your proverb of the week here. Just remember, he who farts in church sits in his own pew. Okay.
Wow.
Yep.
Thanks, Chris.
All right.
No, that was Daddy again. That was Daddy.
Thanks, Chris's dad.
Yep.
Thanks, Mr.
That was
Roth.
the 82-year-old strongman tossing him out of the freezer.
Yeah, he came up after that after he dropped the fucking freezer.
Give him some Doan's pills. I'm sure he's got a backache.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get him some buffered aspirin too.
No doubt. All right, you guys.
Bye, y'all.
All right, bye, guys.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Elbow grease and a whole lot of love transformed 100,000 miles and a body full of rust into a drive entirely its own. LED headlights, spoilers, whatever you need. eBay Motors has it at affordable prices. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride every time. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
There are so many how-tos in sports. How to swing a bat, how to catch a pass, how to putt, how to kick. With New Balance, there's only one way to run. Your way. That's the best way and the only way. No need to look at him or her or them to figure it out. Just run. On a track, a path, a street, or in a mall. Your choice. Running doesn't care where you're from or where you're headed. Running will take you exactly as you are. New Balance. Run your way.